All right, this is Cherry Cola. This is weird doing this by myself, but here you go. Miss you like cherry cola, sweet red, no cold shoulder. Once drunk, now I'm sober. No more, I fall over. Got you feeling like you didn't wanna come, but I was just scared we'd come undone. And if you call me with a cherry cola, I'll move back, roll over. Was you sweet on me? Ooh, I scored you a mystery. Ooh, now I'm not who I used to be. Ooh, cherry cola, you hold on me. I don't have the words to say, 'cause I froze up, you froze over. Watch me melt away. I grow up, you grow colder. Got you feeling like you didn't wanna come, but I was just scared we'd come undone. And if you call me with a cherry cola, I'll move back, roll over. Ooh, was you sweet on me? Ooh, I scored you a mystery. Da, 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 da. Now I'm not who I used to be. Ooh, cherry cola, you hold on me. Remember when we had it all? The feeling, we let it go. Together we would make a call to end it. For how long? For how long? For how long? Ooh, once you were sweet on me. Ooh, I scored you a mystery. Ooh, now I'm not who I used to be. Ooh, cherry cola, you hold on me. With
We're getting there. Love feels hot and all feels cut when mortals drink up all their luck. Wisdom gathered up, then dumped in a royal pit, protecting songs. Something rattled the cage I hid. 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 Looney Tunes and #1 evidence resigned to slum. Something rattled the cage I hid. Something rattled the cage I hid. something rattled the cage I hid, something rattled the cage I hid. Whoa, 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 celebrate well, hold Tony up against the backdrop of constant dark blood. Something rattled the cage I hid, something rattled the cage I hid, something rattled the cage I hid, something rattled the cage I hid. Something rattled the cage, something rattled the cage.
Well, things are changing, and Lord, it don't seem right, 'cause all these thoughts are slowly fading in front of my eyes. Know that you're leaving, and I know it is true, but I can't help but think a little of me is leaving with you. Said it seems my shadow don't want me no more, it's true, 'cause he's done and he's sick of me, and he'd rather be with you. Seems you got two shadows following you around, 'cause mine has left me, and these sure left this town. Well, things are changing, and Lord, it don't seem right. And would I be wrong if I asked you to stay just one more night? Know that you're leaving, and I know it is true, but I can't help but feel a little down and a little blue. Said it seems my shadow don't want me no more, it's true, 'cause he's done it, sick of me, and he'd rather be with you. Seems you got two shadows following you around, 'cause mine has left me, and these sure left this town. Said it seems my shadow don't want me no more, it's true, 'cause he's done it, sick of me, and he'd rather be with you. Seems you got two shadows following you around, 'cause mine has left me, and these sure, well, these sure left this time.
Hello, welcome to the Kitchen Sessions. I'm Ros Pappalardo. This is Ros Pappalardo. I'm Ros Pappalardo. And this is my kitchen, and this isn't wine. We thought we'd give it a break this week. Well, at least the top of the show. Before we go any further, I'd like to acknowledge the land upon which we live on and create on. I'd like to acknowledge that this is Aboriginal country. It always has, and it always will be. So, here you are, here we are. This is episode 10 of the Kitchen Sessions, and we've been going now for approximately 12 weeks because there was a gap between the first episode and the second episode. The first episode being me jumping into my guitarist's kitchen. My guitarist Rob Sherwood, who you met last week in all of his musical glory, performing with me at the Kitchen Sessions. And that was our very first kitchen session on March the 21st, if that was the Saturday of that weekend, because we, as a four-piece band, meaning myself, Rob Sherwood, and two other Cairns-based amazing musicians, Enzo Russo, who you've also met on this show, and Leon Tussi, who is an amazing drummer who some of you in different parts of Australia would definitely have seen perform. We were going to be touring with the Black Sorrows to release my first single of my forthcoming record called Let It Go. Of course, on the Wednesday before that particular Saturday, which was something like the 16th of March, we were notified that venues were only to perform to 500 capacity with that social restriction. And so, because my day job is programming music venues in this region, so we went to work trying to create 500 shows, 500 capacity shows, and breaking apart the big capacities that we had into smaller shows. And then on Friday the 20th or 19th of March, we were notified that in fact social distancing and mass gathering laws were indeed a reality in this country, and we were to bring everything to 100 capacity. And then of course by the Saturday, which was the day of my show, and of course hundreds of other bands and artists across the country and the world, that we were in fact only allowed to have 10 people in a room. I'm gonna cry. Sorry, that just really affected me. Sorry, Sam. George Negus over there is thinking this is a really great, time you sing this. Well, it kind of felt like we were all in a movie. A movie that I love to watch, those sorts of movies, you know, they're great. Anyway, so it wasn't a movie, it was our lives. and we performed in Rob's kitchen. And we performed the set that we had rehearsed. And we all stood together because we didn't realise that we weren't meant to stand so close to each other, because the rules were there in black and white, but it still didn't connect that this was a reality. Let's just go back from the grave. Hello, baby. Are you okay? Yeah, good. So we all stood so close to each other, and you've had everything in the first 5 minutes, haven't you? You're going to have fun pulling this apart, Sam. It's not going to be as easy as you thought. So we all stood we stood really close to each other, and we had played so well. We had such great fun, and I threw up a donations page the day before, and I made $500, which I gave to the boys in the band, because those boys, that's their job. Their job is playing music. That's their job. So they had no money coming in, and the talk about job seeker and job keeper wasn't even out there. So I was like, what are we going to do? Literally, what are we going to do? So, $500 goes a very, very minimal way, but it made me think that that there was something to this, because very quickly there was, for my band, who knows us, there was 1,400 to 1,500 viewers who made $500, and I thought, well, there's something in this. So I reached out to Sam Gibb, who was on a plane back from New Zealand that was very, very quickly locking down. He was on the road with a major musical about to tour the whole country, and I think it was something like 38 massive shows across a really intensive tour with, a huge cast, and So he had just performed, worked in he was not a performer, but he had just finished a show, and they turned the venue around, and he was driving home because Jacinta Ardern said, well, we're locking down, everyone go home. And of course Mick Allen, who is the technical manager of Tanks Arts Centre in Cairns, and so he'd spent that week renegotiating sizes of crowds and venues and renegotiating, bands, flights, because the Black Sorrows were coming in early, they were coming in late to try and make this 500 capacity, 100 capacity show work. It was just a freaking debacle. But anyway, here we are. This is probably why I'm crying, and you can capture some of that, Sam. I trust you to make me not look like a dickhead. Which I sometimes am. And so tonight, I'm actually sitting in Brisbane. I'm finishing the recording of my album, which will be out at the end of 2020, early 2021. And we're all having a night off sort of thing. And I wanted to, with Sam and Mick and Karen, who's our new recruit, who I'll talk about her later, we wanted to bring you the best of the last 10 episodes that we have we've so lovingly put together. It's been a journey of love, it's been a roller coaster. We have come to love each other very much as a team, and the artists who walk into my kitchen, because then we moved 5 weeks into my kitchen, the artists who walk into my kitchen, they just wanted to talk and communicate and hug, and it was just like they were grabbing onto us all, going, oh my God, different people. So, we talk well into the night, and that's just such a beautiful thing to talk to people like Leanne Tennant, Greta Stanley, Eddie Skiba and Cameron Cusack, who came into my kitchen, this kitchen here. And we were going to hear a song from all of those beautiful people who are my dear friends. And then we reached out to the Rondo Theatre, who are a beautiful community organisation, theatre community organisation, who do everything for the love of it. And we asked if they would consider having new tenants during this extraordinary time of lockdown, and they said absolutely, we would love to give back to our arts community, and what better way than having you in there present the artists and the arts the way that you guys do. So that has been an absolute thrill. And we went on to present David Hudson, fantastic First Nations performer. Just, he was just amazing. Of course, we then went on to present Elo Birchall, beautiful young artist Maggie Slater, and then last week I managed to get a Guernsey. So if you could just sit back and pour a drink, don't cry into it like I just did. It's honestly, this is the only drink I've had. Could you just sit back for a moment and enjoy some of the photos that you people have sent in? You've all sent in over the last 10 weeks. We're not going to show you every single one of them, but there's some lovely memories of your time at home, your time in your kitchen, your time on your lounge with your families watching our show. So have a little bit of a look at that. So those image pictures that you've seen from all over Australia, all over the world, that mean so much to us because they trickle in all week. You send them in throughout the week. You send in messages of support throughout the week. The donations trickle in throughout the week. So it's become a weekly Christmas present, kind of every day we get these lovely little packages of internet surprise. So thank you for doing that, because it makes us feel like we're really working towards something, a bigger reason. So thank you. So we're going to take you right back to 12 weeks ago. I'm going to estimate now, which was episode 1, which turned into episode 1. I don't know. I think if I look back at my events on Facebook, this was originally called Studio Live, Ros Pappalardo in the kitchen. Or Ros Pappalardo Studio Live, because I didn't know where I was going to present it, whether it be on the veranda or on the lounge room or in someone's front yard. But it turned out to be Rob's kitchen, and we absolutely, we had no idea what we were doing. All we knew that Mick Allen was a really good sound engineer. The rest. Originally, I was just going to turn my phone and switch the thing, and me and Rob were just going to play like that acoustically into the phone. But then, of course, I brought Mick Allen on, and at least we had good sound. So we had a dodgy webcam that kept cutting in and out. We were crammed in together. We were popping champagne. We had a great afternoon. So here's a song from that show. So then we moved from Rob Sherwood's kitchen into Ros Papalato's kitchen. And I thought, well, who's going to go on this madcap journey with me? Sam, I'd kidnapped from the airport, straight off the plane from New Zealand, and before he even knew what he was doing, he was involved in this project. I don't even think he said yes. He just showed up. And I was like, yeah, got him. And I thought, well, who's the artist that I'm going to get to engage in this experience that could completely explode into a nightmare, or it could be really fun. And it turned out to be really fun. And that was Leanne Tennant, who's one of my best friends. We've worked together, we've played together, we've cried together, we've made music together. Leanne Tennant in my kitchen.
So yeah, this is Bearing the Crown. Hold my hand and hold when I run, when I hide, when I'm out. The cracks shall appear in the cold wall up here, and I should climb them out. The leaks in the bucket will lighten the load on the long and lonely old road. I see forest through the trees, and it's greener than it's ever been. So hold my hand from a 2-meter distance, and hold my hand when I no longer bear the crown. Don't hold me down when I run, when I hide, when I'm out. The light shall appear in this cold old metaphor that keeps me back down on my knees and leads me the way, oh, back to the day when I'm young and I'm bold and I'm brave. I see forest through the trees, and it's greener than it's ever been. So hold my hand and hold my hand when I no longer bear the crown. And don't hold me down when I run, when I hide, when I'm out. And hold my hand when I no longer bear the crown. Don't hold me down when I run, when I hide, when I'm out.
So that was Leanne. And Leanne is critical at this point because her engagement with us that night and the community in which I live informed the Kids in the Kitchen segment, which has been a really popular and heartwarming and really important segment for us in the Kitchen Sessions team. Leanne Tennant was talking about her beautiful 7 or 8 year old daughter Willow, and how she's so engaged in the world and she's not afraid to speak her mind, and she's not afraid to engage with anyone and with adults. And my lovely next door neighbour Oscar, who has appeared in the Kids in the Kitchen segment, was that night he watched Leanne performing in my kitchen, sitting in the corner, and as a 7-year-old boy was absolutely transfixed by what he saw. He was so engaged with the technology that was in my kitchen and with the technicians like Sam and Mick who were in my kitchen making this amazing thing happen, and Leanne just standing there singing and standing proud. And he spoke to us after the show of his wishes and thoughts and dreams for the world and for himself and for his family. And we thought that sense of wisdom and that sense of calm and that sense of everything's going to be all right belied his years. So we went on a journey to find families and young people who wanted to share with us every week. And we met some beautiful young people who every week surprised and delighted us, as well as their parents who were just so proud to watch their young people stand up there and speak their mind so eloquently and so bravely. So Kids in the Kitchen, we love you. You're all back at school now. You're all walking down my street, going back to school every morning. So we're going to let you go back to school, and we're going to check back in on you and school holidays, see how school went. Thank you for being a part of this crazy journey. Enjoy.
How has COVID changed things for you? Well, like school, it's shut down, so we have to do school here, and it's very like it's deserted, and there's no one on the streets.
It's kind of boring because you have to like, if you want to talk to someone, you have to like call them up. If they don't pick up, then
That's
Well,
it.
what if you could be Prime Minister for a day? What would you do? Well, what would I do? Would probably be making more bike paths and walking paths and trying to shut down some of the coal mines, because I've been hearing the news about the climate change, and we only have at least a couple, like 1 year till we'll be seeing the sky not blue or with clouds, but instead filled with smoke.
What's the funniest thing you've seen or heard of this week? I'm not sure. Maybe hearing about the president of America saying lots of lies and stuff I've heard, and giving them bad information that's not true.
What is the Prime Minister's job?
The Prime Minister's job is to keep everyone safe, and he has to make good decisions when something bad has happened, and it might take a while. It might change. So yeah, when something's good happening, maybe he might change that rule to something else.
If you could be an animal, what would it be? And I would be a chihuahua because they're one of the smallest dogs. And I wouldn't be a yappy one or a nippy one. I'd be a little kind one. And I would just walk around people's legs, which most dogs do. Well, I'll be a chameleon dog, where I get to change any colour I want. So then I would be invisible, so no other dog would scare me. And I would have a tail of a shark and claws of a cheetah. And I could fly like a pixie. My ears would be fishes' ears, which fishes have ears inside of their body, not outside. That'd be the weirdest dog in the world. Then I'd be really safe, but you'd sometimes lose me, because chameleon.
Tell us how we can all help each other. You can donate to the kitchen sessions.
If you see anyone like sleeping on the gutter, if you're driving past, you can stop by and give them some food if you've got takeaway or anything.
Or if you got a blanket, you know, food or something, you can give it to them.
So that was a bit of a montage of the kids in the kitchen. Honestly, thank you. Thank you to all the parents. And I would love to acknowledge you all individually, but I will miss someone. So thank you, parents. And I'll acknowledge you in the credits. So that was the start of the Kids in the Kitchen segment. And that week, and we decided to keep pushing forward because, you know, it's just, we had so much fun with the Leanne show and the Kids in the Kitchen segment. And I really wanted to acknowledge that Greta Stanley, who was getting some massive attention on Triple J, was actually about to go on the road as well to support her new release. And again, I've watched Greta since she was, I think, 16, maybe 15. Little Mena Creek girl. I grew up in Mena Creek, where the cane fields are high, where the waterfalls are like, you know, massive. So Greta Stanley grew up there. She is an amazing songwriter. She's now 24 or 23. She is getting better and better and better. And she walked into this kitchen with her sparkly Gretsch and she just melted our hearts. And it gives me great pleasure to go back down memory lane with the gorgeous Greta Stanley.
This next song I'm going to play, I wrote it, I guess, about picturing how things were going to work out or how things were going to end. And, I kind of thinking too far ahead and not enjoying the moment. This song is called Come Undone. I wrote it about someone that was from overseas and that I thought I was falling for, and turned out that he might have been hitting up every girl at the same cafe, so I should have wrote another song to follow this one, but it's all right, because other people can apply these songs to, you know, the ones that did work out. This song is called Come Undone. So soon you'll be gone, but I'll stay till the morning comes and the sun will just burn a little harder this time. Well, you in the dark room, you in the light, you in the corner of my restless mind. Soon this will all come undone. 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 So don't you rush, babe, don't you rush out that door. And I make sure you leave a light on, darling, 'cause I cannot bear the thought that soon you'll be leaving. Forever is fleeting and time moves so fast here when we're alone. Well, me in the same place, me, I'm stuck to the earth. Me, I'm trying to go backwards, put my foot in reverse. Soon this will all come undone. 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 Soon this will all come undone.
this will all come undone. So I want you go. Don't you rush, babe, don't you rush out that door. And I make sure you leave a light on, darling, 'cause I cannot bear the thought that soon you will be gone. But I'll stay till the morning comes and the sun will just burn a little harder this time. Thank you.
So I had never actually met Cameron Cusack, who is the next artist coming, nor had he really ever performed in any of the spaces that I had been working in. But I had been hearing about this amazing young man who had this interesting mix of country. He was connected to Troy Cassar-Daley and reggae, and he was putting on reggae festivals in the bush. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just invite, this is the time to throw caution to the wind and invite people into the space. So I gave him an email. He responded instantaneously. He walked into our kitchen, and Sam Gibb, who's our visual content and creator and producer, said, "Oh, you detailed my car." So he's also got this, he moonlights in this, which is what we do as artists. We've got to be able to do it all. And Cameron sat here, or stood here. You know, he'd been in lockdown with his wife and his baby, and you know, his baby had been teething, and he just really loved the evening just dedicated to music, and we had a really lovely time, and he remains one of my favourite shows. This is the delicious and the very, very open Cameron Cusack.
Warm winds, the cool sand, just me and my girl, yeah. Guitar in my hand, yeah. Leaving all the troubles behind, in another place we fight, yeah. I don't know where we're going, I hope that she won't mind if I lean in and give her a kiss right up on her lips, if she lets me. Two young hearts, and even though we are, yeah, living out my cards, broke as we'll ever be, that's all we'll ever need. Warm love, cool nights. I put my world around her, but yes I do now. She pulls me in real tight, yeah. There ain't no worry in the world, no need for time of day. 'Cause when I'm with you, girl, you're my truth, my smile, my faith. And if I lean in and give you a kiss, yeah, right up on your lips, if you let me. Two young hearts, and even though we are, yeah, living out my cars, broke as we'll ever be, that's all we'll ever need. The worst thing that we know, we break down on this road, we hit a puddle, and we've got no place left to go. I'll pick you off your feet, or get to where we need, and I will keep you safe, right here next to me, and then we'll sing. Everything is gonna be alright, everything is gonna be alright.
And everything is gonna be alright. 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 Everything is gonna be alright, yeah. And I lean in, give her a kiss right up on her lips. If she lets me to young hearts. Even though we are still living out my car, broke as we'll ever be, and living free, just you and me. It's all we'll ever need. She's all I'll ever need, yeah, girl. Thank you very much.
So coming up next is another dear friend of mine, Eddie Skiba, and really the show has really depended upon, I guess, all of our relationships, because as I said earlier, you're really at the mercy of technology, and well, I'll touch on that later on, but technology in this game, it's not just me getting my phone and flipping it over and sticking it on a tripod, which is how I wanted this to be. And Eddie is one of my dear friends, and I have sung on his albums and records, and we have again performed together, and we've written together, you know what I mean? So there's a real bond there, a real trust there, and I feel like all the artists and all the artists in every genre, whether they be music or visual arts, which we'll touch on later, have thrown their utter trust in myself and in Sam and in Mick, because there's no audience here. Eddie walked into my kitchen and was like, I have been nervous for days because this is so out of anything I've ever done. So I've been practicing for days and I've been nervous for days. But the beauty about you artists, and I guess I'm an artist, is that we click in. We know what we're doing. It's second nature. It's our job. And we know what to do intrinsically to make you guys love us. This is Eddie Skiba. You're going to love him.
Give me something before I go. There's no way to live waiting for the axe to fall. Give me something before I go. There's no way to live waiting for the wind to blow down this house of straw, feeling so raw. Watch it all fall down on stained bed sheets, tamed lions bleed and part somehow. Give me something before I go. There's no way to live waiting for the wind to blow. Give me something before I go. There's no way to live waiting for the axe to fall. Our necks stuck out in motion, drought could turn to flood. If you drop from the cross, will your memory be lost? I'll be back in the crowd. Can you still be the person you wanna be? Life's too short, the best we can hope for. Can you still be the person you wanna be? Life's too short, when the best we can hope for is imperfection, a perfect imperfection. Imperfection, a perfect imperfection. Give me something before I go. There's no way to live, waiting for the axe to fall. Give me something before I go. There's no way to live, waiting for the axe to fall. Oh, now give me something before I go. There's no way to live, waiting for the axe to fall.
So Eddie's show identified very quickly for us that the show was becoming unsustainable. It had become a show. We had developed a show. We had different packages, we had artists coming in and out, we had technology that spanned one wall to the other in my house. It was becoming very, very rapidly identifiable to us that we just could not sustain the growth of this show weekly in our kitchen and give our artists the best possible outcome and give our technicians, Sam and Mick and myself, the best possible outcome, because we were coming in here, we were setting up all day, then we'd pack down all day because I couldn't have a studio in my kitchen. Well, I could have, I suppose. I don't really use my kitchen, so we could have just set up here anyway. Uber Eats. But it was becoming unsustainable, and we really wanted. We were relying on friends and family to loan us equipment, and to we were kind of raiding people's garages and lots of fantastic support from local production companies. You know who you are. We really appreciate that, and we quickly decided in that week after Eddie's show, because it got astronomical ratings. Well, not ratings. Yes, it got great ratings. You loved it. It got astronomical viewers, and we just thought we're going to have to do something about this to make it as good as we possibly can be. And again, I reached out to a beautiful theatre around the corner, literally 2 minutes around the corner from where I live, and it's a beautiful theatre in the round, and they had just redesigned their lighting rig, and I've had a fantasy to always work in that space. And I thought, well, they're always so busy. They're a hugely busy community organisation. They do play after play after play, back to back to back to back. So, this was an opportunity to see if they wanted to be involved. And they did want to be involved, and they have been nothing but generous with their time and their keys and their air conditioning and their props. And it has enabled us to take this show somewhere else. I think you'll all agree that the ability for Sam and Mick to research, to put into practice all the research these guys have been doing. Like, I'm talking about 40 hours a week each. There's 80 hours a week research that these guys are doing at night, in the morning, on the weekend, to train better and better and better. This new world of internet streaming, of live streaming, I've got to hand it to them. We wouldn't be here without them. So they said yes. We bought a $15 kitchen. We moved in. So as a result of musical artists and technicians all losing their work across the world, I quickly just thought or understood that was the same with visual artists. And the beauty about delivering this show in Cairns, where I live, is that you guys have hardly ever heard of any of the artists or visual artists that we present on our show. And it's fascinating and it's invigorating to present these people to you week after week. We've got a plethora of talent in this region. And I wanted to particularly shine a light on our friend Hayley Gillespie, who was the first artist that I just called out of the blue randomly. Hey Hayley, I've got this idea. I'm starting this live stream. What do you think? I'm thinking, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Would you like to be pop-in, the visual artist? Show us through your amazing house. And Hayley Gillespie lives around the corner. Hey Peps. Hayley Gillespie lives around the corner. She's got a dog called Marmalade. who she loves too. And of course, who doesn't love their dog? That's ridiculous. And her house is like a fairy garden. You know, I used to have a picture here of hers, but I've taken it to the theatre, so you can't see it. But Hayley lives in a visual artist world, and it's exciting, and it's never land. She is a beautiful human being, and she gave of her time. The artists, ever since Hayley Gillespie, have been filming their own stories. They have been editing their own stories, and I just hope that this has gone to some sort of use for them as a promotional tool. That's all I can hope. So this is Hayley Gillespie, who then went on to deliver the graphic artwork for us for the Kids in the Kitchen segment, which I thank you forever for. Hayley Gillespie, you're gorgeous.
Oh, hi, thanks for popping in. My name's Hayley Gillespie. Come on in and I'll show you around where I live and work. Come this way. Okay, first up is my packing room. And this is where people also pick up their paintings. I have kind of like a little pretend shop around here. So this is where all my artwork's stored or collected. And if you come around here, you'll see this is where we pack and send all the paintings off. So they get sent off all around the world from here. Got all the bubble wrap and all the card and everything stored around here. Okay, I'll take you to my workshop. Okay, round here is where I actually make all my paintings and sets and things like that. So this is the outdoor area here where I do any really, really messy stuff. And then in here is where I spend most of every day. So I have all my stuff over there, my little office area here. I also share my workshop with a cat and a dog. This is like the main table where I make all my stuff. Out here is my crazy hoarders room where I've got loads and loads of random things stored. So I'll have a quick show out here. So this is where all my stock is. I just come out here, it's very cramped. And yeah, and I just got all my weird things at hand, sort of, just all over the place. Put this back. There we go. So you can come into my house now and come on through. Now I don't really have much of my own artwork in the house. I have lots of things that I collect and lots of other people's artwork, but you'll see lots of influences and actual items that turn up in the paintings. Now, I really like found objects, and I really, really, really love secondhand things and not knowing what I'm gonna find. Okay, this is like my thinking room, or one of my thinking rooms, and every time I go back to the UK to visit my family, I bring back some of my childhood toys, of which my mum has kept all of them, and these often turn up in paintings or even old board games and things influence illustrations and things in my pictures too, so you might see some of these turn up in paintings if they're not in there already. Alright, come through this way. Now this is the original kitchen to the house. The house was built in the 1950s, well actually finished built in 1950, so I have a really modern 70-year-old kitchen with doors and things that don't close properly. This is one of my favourite areas because this has all my books here, and have all my childhood books and books I found, and then lots and lots of art books. So this is where I like to spend any spare time I have on the weekend or in the evening. And yeah, just relax right here. I'll have a ruby red Ribena, please. Okay, so we're downstairs now, and I keep my son in the basement. So we have two types of studios at home, and one is my art studio workshop that I've shown you already, and I'm going to take you into this one too now, which is a music studio, so come on in. Thanks for popping in, everyone. See you next time.
See you later. So we moved into our new theatre. We had some beautiful support, technical support from two friends who we hadn't seen for some time because they are technicians for us in our daytime job, and they have been working in different departments trying to make a living. But I'm going to shout out to Tom Lehman and David Breeze, who came down at 6 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon after working all day in the hot sun, because it's Cairns, it's hot sun, and gave up their time. And I'm going to also shout out to Arby Beckett, who is deeply involved in the Rondo, but gave up his time freely to us. So and his wife Amara Ennis, who is pregnant, literally 6 months pregnant, came down sweeping the floors. So it was a lovely evening. We walked in, we made it a new home, and we really, I don't know if I planned this or if it just happened. I don't think I planned it. I think it just happened. Just so happened that, again, dear friend, brother David Hudson, was in between 4-hour drive on his country. He would be spending a week or two on his country, 4 hours northwest, Tullaroo Hot Springs, looking after that place, and then he'd come home for a couple of weeks to hang with his family and check in here. And I just happened to catch him on the week when he was at home, and I just said to him, brother, I'm starting to do this crazy thing and I want you to come and play in my kitchen. And he was like, what, do we cook, Roz? We're going to come. I'm a great cook. I'm a really good cook. I'm like, I know you're a good cook, Dave, but, can we keep it musical? Firstly, he invited us to his kitchen up in Tullaroo Hot Springs, 4 hours north of Cairns. And we have totally accepted that invite. And we're going to wait until restrictions ease so we can go there and do it the right way and bring you a kitchen sessions from country, which is going to blow your minds. But for this segment, David brought his invaluable instruments, the didgeridoo. He is the best player in Queensland and one of the best players in Australia, and he travels the world. He plays dawn services at Gallipoli. He plays for Monarch in Paris. This man is something special, and we were honoured to have him grace our stage for the first ever time at the Rondo. This is David Hudson.
Hello everyone, this is David Hudson.
Thank you so much. Firstly, acknowledgement to TOs right across this big nation of ours, and in Cairns, Gimawaya, Burra and Yirigi, and Yurakanji mob. So this song's for you, mob. Sunrise across the waters, it's paradise for me. Symphony of nature's laughter, it's paradise for me. It's paradise for you and me, in the shadows of the mountains, living by the sea. This is life, oh, the way it ought to be. Oh, when others come to dream, yeah. It's home for you and me. In our rich rainforest, oh, it's paradise for me. Under the crystal waters, paradise for me. It's paradise, eating bully and rice, alligator, in the shadows of the mountains, living and be free. This is life, oh, the way it ought to be. Oh, when others come to dream, yeah. It's home for you and me. You come here from far away, I've lived here all of my life. My culture's been here thousands of years. It's old and it's alive. But one thing we all cherish is the life we've come to lead. I said tropical North Queensland, It's home for you and me. It's paradise for you and me. In the shadows of the mountains, living by the sea. This is life, oh, the way it ought to be. Oh, when others come to dream, yes. It's home for you and me. Oh, when others come to dream, it's home for you and me. And look out now.
Next up is Eli Birchall, an astounding example of an artist who had 4 nights a week of work booked from the beginning of the pandemic to the end of the year, which will probably have been estimated to be for $1,200, $1,000, $1,200 of work a week, and from March until the end of the year. And that is how you sustain a family. That is how you put food on the table. That is how you sustain your love. Of course, he lost all of that. And so, you know, he also works in the local music store. And my other friend, Eddie Skeeter, said, you've got to talk to this guy. He's fantastic. And I called him and he was like, I would love to play on your show, Roz. He said, I haven't played in weeks. I don't think I know how to sing anymore. So when he came to the gig and he set up and he was like, well, hang on, I can actually sing out. I can sing out loud. And that was a kind of a revelation to him after 4 or 5 weeks of singing quietly in his house so as not to wake his kids and not to wake his family. So it was an honour to have you on the show, Eli. And good close friends of mine have said that you, in fact, were their most favourite and that they would like to record you. So maybe you should give me a text and I'll tell you how I can hook that up for you.
More than I've needed anybody before. Oh, 'cause I'm falling clear. Will feel like I'm falling clear through the floor. So we don't need no heavy love. Be nice to have something to lighten the load. Oh, I ain't giving up, but I can't see no easy road. Said, honey, this world is losing me. Will feel like it gets worse every day. Well, I don't check my news feed, 'cause I don't wanna hear what anybody says. So we don't need no heavy love. Be nice to have something to lighten the load. Oh, I ain't giving up, but I can't see no easy road. Honey, I need you now. More than I've needed anybody before. Oh, 'cause I'm reaching out. We're praying you're gonna walk through that door. Said, honey, I need you now. More than I needed anybody before.
So, wine time with Frank, my friend and yours, Frank D'Angelico. What a crazy idea. I had a vision. What I wanted to do, and I kind of pitched it to Sam and Mick, was I wanted to do something a little bit innovative for many reasons. Frank D'Angelico is a dear friend of mine. He supplies alcohol to venues in far north Queensland and cafes and restaurants. So these are the businesses and people that were affected that perhaps you're not thinking about, or I wasn't thinking about. So as well as being a dear friend and supplying me with my wine and being an artist, he's a singer. He loves opera. I met him through a huge musical endeavour that I somehow put on in Cairns called Beginnings, which I shouldn't be standing right now. I should be dead. So we met and we've become very fast friends, his family and our Kitchen Sessions family. So the idea was that I wanted to wine taste with him in a technological way that you could see me tasting and you could see him tasting, and we are doing it simultaneously and together, and we're having a conversation. And you know, Mick and Sam were like, "Oh, I think it's impossible. I don't know how you're going to do this." And so they did it. And now it's seamless, absolutely seamless. You know, the first night we did it, I was like, I don't know, are you going to hear me? Am I going to hear you? What's going to happen? But it went well, and then it's just gotten better and better for them. So from that point, and so the idea is that we're presenting each week wines from boutique families across Australia, boutique family wineries across Australia, who aren't figured in the big guns shops. So it speaks to my intention around presenting regional specialties and regional nuggets of gold. So that was Wine Time with Frank. So I'm Ros Pappalardo. This is the Kitchen Sessions. This is episode 10, and we are calling it the best of. We have taken you through the beginning of the show, the inception of the show. Well, it was a live stream and it became a show. We have taken you through the move of venues. We've taken you through the technological explosion, and we've taken you through the different people that we wanted to showcase and highlight to you every week. This young woman, she's 18. I met her when she was 16. She is going to be a politician. Maggie for PM. She wears a heart on her sleeve. She is going to be all of that. And it's so fantastic to have a beautiful young energy on the show. This is Maggie Slater.
Hey, angel, I've been thinking of you. Do you hold it against me? Does Beth hate me? Did you tell her how I sing? And now you like the way I think, just for me to disappear. I'm sorry, my dear, but you will always be the one who showed me how it should feel to be in love. Thanks for showing me Pine Grove, even though they turned out kinda gross. We never made that drive in the middle of the night but things aren't meant to stay the same. And soon you'll get out just like me, 'cause you're trying, honeybee. And you will always be the one who's showing me how it should feel to be in love. Yeah, you will always be the one who's showing me how it should feel to be in love. And now I'm home for a bit, and yes, my skin's still, but I've been thinking of you, and this song, well, it's way overdue. Thank you.
So now we come to week 9's artist, which against my wishes initially was me. I did not start this for any other reason than to promote regional arts and regional artists and regional businesses that in some way were creative or benefited the arts in some way. However, I continued to create during the last 2.5 months. It seems that you can't stop me from creating even at my worst moments. I'm not suggesting that what I create is any good at those worst moments, but it's like a drug to me. I must do it, and I will do it to my dying day. So my team and my close friends insisted that I was completely ridiculous when I wouldn't play the show, especially when I was on the eve of releasing my next single, which was Immune, and thank you everyone for listening to that. So this is me performing a song on the kitchen sessions that we created. Thank you. Enjoy.
This song is called Immune, and it's our latest single. It's my latest single, and you can find it on Spotify. And thank you so much. Have a great night. I'm Roz, and that's Rob.
1, 2, 3, 4.
She is the only one left without the virtue. She is the only one left who has the clue. She is the only one left to have her. She is immune in this new land. She's immune. Seems like this new world has a depth of desecration. No tree left upon this land. We're all so far past danger. Behind every given hand there is no light. They are all sick, sleeping in the daytime, turning circles in the sand. She's the only one left without the virtue. She is the only one left who has the clear. She is the only one left to have her. She is immune in this new land. She's immune, immune. Time for a new beginning. Stop this way of willing. All you people, where's the plan? Grow back the forest and the streams. times the well must raise their voices. She is the only one left without the virtue. She is the only one left who has the clue. She is the only one left to have a lover. When all around her they are gone, she's on her own now, no one none. She's immune in this new land. She's immune. All around her they are gone. She's on her own now, no one knows. She's immune. She's immune. She's immune. In this new land, she's immune.
So that was me, and this is the end of the show. But we are back next week with a wonderful artist called Jelly Ocean, who you may have heard on the radio somewhere around, or seen him on the Facebook. That sounded very old. I'm not. Oh, maybe I am. I don't know. This show has given myself and our team so much energy and so much positivity and so much happiness and so much fulfillment. So we're not going anywhere. I just needed a week off. This is not the end. This is the beginning. We are absolutely hell-bent on continuing to develop and mould and reinvent this platform called the Kitchen Sessions. And we have got bookings, we've got artists booked right up until the end of July, and then it's August after that, and people are knocking on my door. So we really want to we've understood there's a need. There's a need, no matter what, no matter whether venues are opening or not, there's a need, and we're going to fulfill it because we are committed. We're committed to showcasing amazing music, amazing visual artists, amazing food, amazing wine. There's no wine left. There's no wine left. Amazing wine and amazing people who you might not have met. But you're going to meet them because this is the Kitchen Sessions. Thank you for coming on the journey. We hope you've enjoyed the best of, and we will see you next week with Jelly Ocean in the Kitchen Sessions at the Rondo Theatre. Bye.